Well, 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 if it isn't the Packers going to the playoffs, there is some historical precedent here for a Super Bowl run. Keyshawn Nixon was on our show. He popped off last night. We will dig in. And Christmas Day action tomorrow. Chiefs, Steelers, Ravens, Texans. It is a new holiday on Christmas for NFL fans all over the world. Rob Gronkowski, four-time Super Bowl champion, FanDuel and I are going to get you set for that this morning.
Way to handle your business. We going to the playoffs. And we got something special here. We just got to keep building on it. All right?
Back on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Well, 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 here we are. The Packers in contention, looking dominant. Hamilton, what a snoozer. What a snoozer, I gotta tell you. I'm watching this game, by the way, getting prepared for Christmas, Netflix, NFL action, this new holiday that we've cooked up for all of our viewing pleasure, post-opening presents, whenever your family might be doing that. I'm watching this game with Drew Brees. Can you freaking imagine that?
I can't. That's got to be, especially with the way things went for the Saints. That couldn't have been fun.
Not only Drew Brees, but former Saint Manti Te'o. Also, we're sitting at a table, chopping it up. RG3 is there. We're hanging out, getting to know each other a little bit because we're going to be hanging out like a bit of a holiday party office vibe where you know each other, but you don't super know each other, so you're just trying to warm up and get the cozy vibes cooking. And I'm watching this, and I'm literally sitting, and Drew's sitting there. Massive hands, by the way. I never noticed that until you.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody ever massive hands.
That's how you do that at 6 feet tall. That's how, you spin the ball like that.
I think he's 6 foot and a quarter, if we're being clear here. But I'm watching, and there's, the bars behind him, so you're seeing these huge TVs, and you're just watching the score, and I'm just like, Drew, we got to get your ass out there, bro. Like, we gotta fix this. And it was so much fun, so we got set with him. But this game, I mean, your thoughts?
Yeah, it was a tough one from the Saints side, but you got to give some credit to the Packers too in that defense. We've seen a lot of teams that have been shorthanded offensively, and they didn't have this happen to them.
Yeah, let's go through the playoff picture, my friend, because the Packers headed back there. If we look at it, they're the 6th seed in the NFC, Ham. These next few weeks still matter. They can cost the Vikings, which would be fun for them, a chance at a division title and a 1 seed. If they beat them next week, it doesn't get better than this, people. It just doesn't. They can still catch them for that 5 seed and a first-round matchup with the NFC South winner as well. They'd currently match up with the Rams. There's potential, though. There's a chance here, saying there's a chance to see them slide into the 7. Then they get a first-round matchup at Philly if they lose to Minnesota and the Commanders win out. So seeding really matters big time in the NFC field this year. As far as this game, Hammy was nice enough to touch on the little Saints side of things, but it's, the Packers' defense. I'm getting a statue built outside of the Oval Office. Strip club. Strip club.
Not Lambeau.
Am I the first person to say strip club on television on Christmas Eve?
You might be.
Mom and Dad, thanks for watching and supporting me this morning.
And my nephews,
And my nephews, my nephews in Appleton. Love you. Oopsie Daisies. That's a good name for a place, too. Oopsie Daisies.
There you go.
Interesting. We have Gronk on the show. Nothing to do with what I just said. I don't know why that just came out of my mouth. But we are going to be talking a lot about this Packers defense. I mean, are they on a run? Are they doing what they did last year? I've been asking everybody, Keyshawn Nixon included. I know that it was a very short-handed Saints squad. I know that. We've seen plenty of other teams, though, Ham, miss starters and not get got like this. And talk to me about the Packers, because they're, the only team to do what?
Yeah, they're the only team in the NFL right now to rank in the top 7 in all of those 4 major offensive and defensive categories when it comes to scoring and total yards. They also have the 3rd best point differential in the league at plus 126. Only the Lions and Bills are ahead of them there. And yeah, the historical note that you kind of teased in the beginning, highest ranked defense that they've had since 2010, which was when they won Super Bowl 45.
That's crazy.
From a wild card spot.
That is insane. They're just well-rounded, and they're well-coached. They love their coach. They're a little bit unheralded. I don't know that they have those like, huge names that we like get super worked up about on other squads. But, I mean, if they can win these last two and work their way into the 5 seed, this is a beautiful little story for them and a gorgeous situation for them to have another playoff run, and who knows how far they can get. Who did I pick as my, how high was I on them? Very. I was teetering. I know I said they'd win the Super Bowl in August. I know I have a clip that says, I just know it. I just know they're doing it. But I also said
you
about
did
the
go
Eagles.
there at one point. Yeah, you had the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, I remember for sure. I think you had a Niners-Eagles NFC Championship game.
You don't have to bring the Niners into it on a Christmas Eve morning. Thank you very much. Tomorrow's the big day. Big day, big games, big playoff implications here. It is a quick turnaround with Christmas Day football tomorrow on Netflix. Chiefs Steelers. KC locks up the 1 seed with the win. They're playing for it all. The Steelers need a win to stay in first place in the AFC North and avoid dropping a third, by the way. KC 2.5-point faves on the road as of this morning. Get to FanDuel Sportsbook. Get it done. Get it out of the way so you can wrap your presents, do your thing. Get to FanDuel Sportsbook right now. If the Steelers lose, by the way, the Ravens, they can take over the lead in the AFC North with a win in Houston. Baltimore 5.5-point faves right now. And while the Texans already do have the South wrapped up, this matters. This game matters for them, too. They're 1-4 this season against teams currently in playoff position. Everybody's buzzing about it. And, they're going to have to win games like this if they're going to make things happen in January. It's big for confidence. It is big off of a brutal loss, an emotional loss of Tank Dell last week that rattled the team. Big stakes, big game. I get to play a little part in it, passing the ball around, point guarding it tomorrow for Netflix and NFL. I got to sit down. I went to Kansas City a couple weeks ago and got to sit down with Patrick. And we chatted about this matchup playing on Christmas, what it means for him, his team. Here's just a little snippet.
What does that mean to you that the Chiefs have sort of become the world team?
Yeah, it's really cool. Even more than America's team, the world's team. I mean, being on Netflix in the documentary, I saw how much the world truly enjoys football. And that's what we've always wanted, is to make football a global sport. And I feel like the NFL and then having it on Netflix is going to continue to grow that brand throughout everywhere.
You can catch the full interview tomorrow on Netflix Game Day, Netflix Christmas Game Day. I think is what we're calling it. Starting at 11 a.m. Eastern, streaming nearly every country. And Hammy, it's just true. I mean, we can say Dallas, America's team. Maybe it is. I got a lot of questions about that this week with this, but the Chiefs. I mean, it's part of a thing. They went and played in Mexico City. I remember that game very well. What a memorable that one was. They went to Munich. Patrick Mahomes was the star of Netflix quarterback. That is a global show, streaming everywhere. There are fans of him everywhere as the NFL does their best and successfully to broaden the game, to bring it into more households, and there's no better way to do that on Christmas. They are the world's team.
Yeah, they really are. And I remember, growing up, everybody was about the Cowboys and wanted to be Troy Aikman. Now, I coach high school football. Every kid wants to be Patrick Mahomes. You see Chiefs gear on all of them. They are the team right now.
These are two,
no doubt. These
are two really good defenses. And this is a short week. But so much to play for. I don't know what to make of it. What do you make of the line here on FanDuel Sportsbook?
Yeah, I mean, I think with the way things have kind of gone for the Steelers lately, and the way the Chiefs just continue to win games, you have to consider the Chiefs the favorites. We hear George Pickens might be back for the Steelers. It seems to be trending that way. That could make a big difference in this one, especially the Chiefs' pass D has had a few issues with some of the injuries they've had there. So that's a matchup to look for. But you're right. I think this is going to be a more low-scoring defensive type of a battle.
Who was telling us about Tooney? Noah Eagle. Noah Eagle just called the game. He'll be a part of the broadcast tomorrow, too. And he was talking, this team has had its adversity, like they seem to have every year, and then they go and win and secure the seed, or don't secure the seed as part of an adversity. Do they need it? Do they not need it? They certainly want it. It makes things easier. Patrick's got a kid on the way. I don't know how much that factors. It'd be nice to be home, regardless. The rotating cast of receiver, not truly developing rhythm with anybody. The defense, I think they're playing really well right now. Maybe they're not stats-wise as dominant as they were last season. The stats certainly aren't what they were, but they're getting there. Patrick, despite all of this, and an ankle, having one of the winningest years of any quarterback in NFL history. He's one win away from becoming just the third quarterback to ever start and win 15 games in a regular season. If the Chiefs win out, he would tie Tom Brady's record of 16. He's led 7 game-winning drives. I keep saying this, Hamilton, and people are like, oh, 7 game-winning drives. 7 game-winning drives is crazy. It is one short of the NFL record held by Matthew Stafford and Kirk Cousins. 7's a lot, people. 8 doesn't happen. Like, it doesn't happen. So we're at this point, he's just either playing with people or he can't get himself going for these, the 3 quarters or whatever it is. When his back's against the wall, that is when he thrives. I think he sort of likes it that way. It kind of, defies logic that he keeps doing it, but I think he really does know what this could mean for his legacy to secure this 3rd one in a row.
Yeah, and you're right. Even when this offense was clicking and they were putting up all these points, we always did see the best out of him when his back was against the wall. Those double-digit deficits in that first Super Bowl run, it does bring something else out of him, and it really is. It's incredible. That was a big narrative early on, was like, when this roster starts to turn over, what is he going to do with it? And yeah, while the stats might not be what they were, he just keeps finding a way to win. He's disproven and discredited everybody that's ever doubted him.
And then I think the defense gets overlooked because when you look at the team, everyone just says Spags. Like, no, what this defense is doing is crazy. And McDuffie, how he's turned up. Some of these plays, some of the guys that they lost in Snead, and there's all these questions. I think that's why I like him, because I feel I'm similar in the way of, like, if anybody's out, just back against the wall. Some people just like the pressure. Some people like to wait to the last minute and say, all right, now let's get it done. And it certainly makes it more fun that way. He likes getting the ball in those moments, and there's some Christmas magic or something that works in his favor, because and you see it on Baker's face when that coin flip happens. You just know it is game over if you give him that opportunity. Mike Tomlin knows it. This defense is going to be those are some stars here going up against Patrick Mahomes. What do you guys think will happen? By the way, we've got 2 parlays tomorrow, not 1, because it's Christmas Day. We wanted to have a little fun here, 2 amazing games. And here's a little something extra, a little FanDuel extra magic here. For Chiefs Steelers, I think Mahomes will throw 2+ touchdown passes. It is a new look group of receivers. It's a deep group. They're all healthy. Travis Kelce is going to catch at least one of those, okay? He's got to. It's time. It's bright lights. It makes sense. DeAndre Hopkins is going. Derek's our director. Hey, Derek. DeAndre Hopkins to put up 25+ yards, sorry. Russell Wilson to throw for over 175. We're going to need some editing on this one. And Ravens-Texans. Oh, man, look at those odds. I'm going to swing big. It's Christmas. Let it snow. Nico Collins, anytime touchdown for Houston against the Ravens. 31st ranked pass defense. Derrick Henry to rush for 80+ and score a touchdown. Lamar Jackson to throw for over 200. By the way, FanDuel offering every customer, all customers, new and old, no sweat, same game parlay tomorrow for Christmas. Please go to FanDuel Sportsbook. Enjoy this. Have some fun. Entertain yourselves. A little extra here. It has to have 3+ legs, and the odds have to be +400 or longer. You get your money back in bonus bets if it doesn't hit. A nice, stress-free way to enjoy the Christmas action. Okay, short break here. We will have Rob Gronkowski hopefully joining us on this Christmas Eve. So kind of him to share his time with Ralphie. I don't know where Ralphie is. Gronk just woke up and he's ready to go.
I sure did.
I love that. Ham, can you do me a favor? Can you copy and paste that A block for me and send it to my email?
Gotcha.
I think that's super helpful.
Okay.
Those are some wild odds.
Those are. We like to swing big.
Wild odds. If people knew, like, I was going to do a parlay for Sunday and I didn't. And then part of me is like, I didn't do it because I didn't do the due diligence of, like, but sometimes you just, it probably would be easier just to throw one out there and not, like, overthink it, since I'm such a victim of my own mind, right? Like, this one, the back and forth between Hamilton and I on these parlays was particularly egregious.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of thought put into this, and I feel good about them.
I want people to win on Christmas. It matters.
I know.
The George Pickens thing is kind of funky.
And at least we get the no sweat,
Yeah, that's fair. Hey.
So we're not.
So before you hate me, I feel good about them. And I like that they're fun odds. They're more fun odds than I would usually do, which makes me think it's going to do well.
I think we got a great shot.
Yeah. What's the Derrick Henry? Can I see that one? Do you have that one, Derek? do we have the Houston Ravens one? Yeah. I shouted out Derek in the middle of mine. Derek Henry and Derek, the director.
Derek deserves it.
He does.
He's our Derek Henry.
Yes, he is. That's for freaking sure. Okay, Lamar Jackson, 200+ passing yards. I mean, he's going for the MVP. He's going to do that.
Yeah.
He's going to get it. He's going to do that. I like the Nico and I like the Derek. I think that's easy peasy. Which one's more? I mean, yeah, these are great, Ham.
Yeah, that's why I'm honestly surprised the odds are what they are, because I really feel like all four of these are going to happen. I think Nico without Tank Dell out there, he's going to step up. The Ravens have played better defensively lately, but that secondary still gives up some big plays, like we saw last Saturday against the Steelers, even without George Pickens out there.
I would say,
I
guys,
like that for Nico.
These odds do change. I'd get in there now and do this if I were you. Get in there now and get this done, no sweat style. For the Christmas day, because they do change, and then it bums me out sometimes, and then you should see the amount of texts I send, like,
You get so bummed out.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
No sweat. No sweat.
Okay. How great is Gronk that he's coming on the show on a Christmas Eve? What
I know.
Absolute
Amazing.
Legend. Do I need to know anything about that? Is something going on with that place? Nothing? Why are you shrugging?
The old world tight end, 6'7" free. Watch Gronk coming here, getting himself a block, beautifully done.
I just threw him into the NBC camera.
What's this, Rob? What's this? Who do you think you were doing this to?
They just kept yapping and yapping, so I had to throw them out of the club. But for today, since it's Christmas Eve, this means Merry Christmas, Kay. Can't wait to watch you tomorrow hosting the Netflix games on Christmas Day. Congratulations.
Thank you. This is crazy. Hey, how was the LA Bowl?
LA Bowl was really cool. It went really smooth. The game, it was a really good game. Did you see that fake punt? It was one of the coolest plays that I've seen in quite some time. And just overall, just being in that stadium too, it's just state of the art. So just everything went smooth, and it couldn't have been any better.
Did you think about your Super Bowl win there when you were in that building?
I never won a Super Bowl when I was playing in LA. That was at SoFi Stadium.
That? Where was the
That
Super
was
Bowl you
SoFi
beat the
Stadium.
Rams? No, but where was where was that?
That was Mercedes Dome.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking it was at SoFi. Idiot.
Because
okay, yeah.
I understand because we played the Los Angeles Rams, so
No,
that's
I know.
where
You had the only
stadium
buzzy play. That was the most boring Super Bowl of my lifetime, that one. But for some reason, I was picturing it from the SoFi vibes, but not. Okay, so you did the LA Bowl. It was incredible. You're doing all your things. We're wearing Arizona. I don't think Arizona's in the playoffs, right?
Now, Arizona had a bad year this year. They were 4-8. Last year, they did really well, but this year they went down. But this is the closest thing I could possibly find to representing Santa Claus today, so I put it on. It's nice and comfortable and keeps me warm.
Do you want to be Christmas spirity for Arizona State as they take on Texas? Do you want to give them some love this morning?
Absolutely not, Kay. Absolutely not. I mean, I gotta first though. I gotta congratulate Arizona State. Yes, they're the rival, and I don't really like them that much. But I gotta give them credit. The way that they turned around that program from 2 years ago. I mean, I was shocked. All of a sudden, I turned on college football about a couple weeks ago, and I saw how good Arizona State was doing, and I was like, wait a second. Like, they were the worst team in the country about 2 years ago, and they turned it around, and they're this good now. So I got to tip my hat to them and give them credit, but hopefully they go down.
We have four-time Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski here with us. My nieces and nephews are into Mad Libs these days. Remember Mad Libs?
Nah.
You don't? Okay, here's how. You don't have to know anything. We're going to do one with you, and then we'll bring it back at the end of the show. Basically, I'm going to tee you up, and you just need to get your answers. First thing that comes into your head. Favorite animal?
I don't say it out loud. I just keep it to myself.
No, we need to know.
Favorite animal? Dinosaur.
Favorite coach?
Oh, favorite coach? Coach Belichick.
The left. Favorite candy?
Snickers.
Name any pass catcher that plays tomorrow. So anybody from Chiefs, Ravens, Texans, Steelers.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Favorite mascot in all of sports?
Oh, the Denver Nuggets mascot.
Okay, we're gonna submit. I don't know what that is. We're gonna submit that to the elves in the workshop in the control room. We'll work some magic off the air. What is Christmas vibes for you this year in the Gronk house? What are you guys doing with little Ralphie?
Well, Ralphie will be dressed up. He'll be full of spirit, no doubt about that. But Camille just had a Christmas party last night. There's 10 girls over here, and I sang Jingle Bells, and they were all dancing around me. And we filmed it, so I'm going to probably post it tomorrow for Christmas Day. But it's snowing as well out here. I'm up in New England right now. It's snowing. You can't ask for anything better to have it snowing on Christmas Eve, and hopefully it's snowing on Christmas Day tomorrow. And we'll just be up here in Christmas spirit, just staying low-key, relaxing, and getting ready for the playoffs coming up.
What'd you get Camille for Christmas?
Oh, I can't tell you because it's tomorrow, so I can't give it away.
Did you get something, though? Something great?
Yeah, I got something great, like unbelievable. She's going to be happy.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you might have to be more specific or the internet's going to go crazy on that one.
They'll see tomorrow.
What is going on? Okay, I'm going to skip right past that one. So you're there. How much sleep did you get last night, Gronk? I got to ask.
I got like 6-7 hours. But I woke up. Actually, Ralphie, I went to bed first. I fell asleep because I was tired. And then I woke up at 5 a.m. and Ralphie was dreaming. And I went to bed first. Ralphie joined me after, and he slept right underneath my armpit right here. And then he started dreaming last night. And he started going like this. He dreams, and his paws start going crazy. And he started freaking just pawing me, just throwing punches across my face and scratching me without even knowing because he was dreaming. And I woke up because of that. And then I went back to bed like 2 hours later. And then I was in the deepest sleep. And then I woke up for your show on Christmas Eve.
Thank you.
Anything for you.
You're amazing.
I love the Up and Atta show.
You're such an amazing ambassador for FanDuel. What a lovely Christmas story. Your dog beat you up and clawed your face off. Love that. This is my favorite Gronk picture. You tweeted it a long time ago. It's you from 1996, I believe. It's a genuine Space Jam comforter. That's what it is. Was this the best gift you were given? I think you're 7 here.
Yes, and I actually had that comforter all the way up to about 5 years ago. And my actually favorite coach, and he was my gym teacher when I was in elementary school. He was my JV coach as well in football, and he was the best guy. Coach Jacobs, shout out to Coach Jacobs, because he always came over then, and he would make fun of my Space Jam blankets and just rip on me. And I thought they were the coolest thing, and he was just doing it to get under my skin and get me going. And the Space Jam blankets, so everyone commented on them every single time they came over to the house. So shout out to my parents, actually Santa Claus, for getting me those bad boys.
I thought your favorite coach was Bill Belichick 5 minutes ago.
Well, you're right. I'm going to switch it. Coach Adam Jacobs, he was my JV football coach in high school, and he was also my gym teacher, and he was such a living legend that he was there for so long that he was my nephew's gym teacher right now, actually, at Heim Elementary in Buffalo. So he's still going strong. I think he just retired last year, but he was their gym teacher for a couple years at least.
Is Mom making chicken souffle? Are you seeing Mom?
I saw my mom last week. My other brother and I, we actually met in Florida, and we went to my mom's house, and we celebrated an early Christmas with her. So that was awesome to, check that off the list and to be able to do that with my mom and get some mom time in. But she didn't make any chicken souffle, but she made Chobetta's chicken. Chobetta's chicken's only from Buffalo. It's this amazing sauce, and it started there. It's the best way to make your chicken, and then it's a sauce that you just marinate it in, and then you grill it on the grill. I'm telling you, it's the best way to have your chicken of all time. And then she also made some Wagyu steak. So let me tell you,
Mom.
It might have beat chicken souffle. It might have beat
chicken souffle in the rearview mirror, 2024. Okay, let's get into some football here. There's action tomorrow, but last night was like quite a boring game. You were busy singing and having a party, but the Packers clinched a playoff berth, and it was dominant. It was wild what they did over the Saints. This morning, so they're behind the Lions, they're behind the Eagles, they're behind the Vikings to win the NFC. With the way the Packers have been playing, Gronk, how big of a threat are they to win the conference?
Okay. I didn't even know there was a game last night, all right? Well, that's a surprise to me. I thought it was all Oh, it was Monday Night Football. I'm confused with the dates.
Okay.
That's why.
It's okay.
I was thinking today was Christmas now, and then there was a game on Tuesday, which was yesterday. I'm all over the place, Kay. All right,
It's
so Monday Night Football.
The score was 30. Look at the score. Gronk, look at the score. Just look at the score.
I had a Christmas party last night.
Look at the score.
What was the score? 34-0. I mean, that makes sense.
It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like Jordan Love? Are you a Jordan Love guy?
I'm a big Jordan Love guy, and if he just cleaned up those interceptions from beginning of the year, the Packers are definitely going to dominate, which they just show that they dominate, and go especially versus Saints. But that score makes sense because the good teams, they get better as the season goes on, especially after Thanksgiving. And then the Saints, I mean, the bad teams, they start tanking more and more and more, and that just shows the difference between a good team and a bad team right now throughout this season. So the Packers winning 34-0 is not a surprise to me.
Did you see the Eagles-Commanders game?
I saw that game, and that was a heck of a game. I mean, Jaden Daniels, I mean, you got to tip your hat off to him. I mean, as a rookie, he started off so hot, and then he started tanking a little bit, which is understandable. I mean, it's hard to keep that elevation of your game as a rookie up there. And then it just shows just that mentality that he has, how strong he is, that he can bounce back and go versus a team that's won 10 in a row, also known as the best team in the NFL or the NFC right now, and just go down there, make a comeback, and put the ball on the money and be able to run and make all those plays. I mean, Jaden Daniels, heck of an athlete, heck of a quarterback. He has a bright future.
I was talking to Luke Kuechly yesterday. He said he's faster than people think he is when he's watching him. What is it about him that when you're just watching, even just these highlights, what makes him special?
Jaden Daniels?
Yeah.
I like the poise that he has, you know. I mean, the thing is, he's smaller than a typical quarterback, but he's having that work to his advantage because he's so athletic as well and can run the ball for a first down, but also just the way that he can throw. I mean, that's what truly makes a quarterback a quarterback. You know, he can put the ball on the money. You've seen it plenty of times this year. And also what makes him special is when it comes down to crunch time, when there's a situation on hand, he doesn't fold in that situation, and he steps up and he rises to that occasion. And it just showed last week versus the Philadelphia Eagles that the pressure doesn't get to him. And that's when you know you have a solid quarterback on your hand, is when they can handle those situations. And he's a special quarterback, and the Washington Commanders got a guy, that's for sure.
No one's expecting them to make noise, right? Because they can get in. And if they get in, they're sort of looked at as this one-and-done team. But with everything you're saying and the way he looks, and really just what you're saying, even just the resilience of it, to be in what you called tanking, but really like a lull, right? Like it just kind of, they had a bit of a lull, and to come out of that means something to me as a fan. Like, I'm looking at them being able to bounce back from that, grow as a team. Honestly, his chemistry with Terry McLaurin, they're like just on the same page. It's been going on for weeks and weeks now. I think they're a little bit more. I think they're going to exceed everyone's expectations if they do get in. I don't think people want to face this Commander squad.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And when they leveled off a little bit and then they got over that hump, I mean, that's big for a team. That's big for an organization. That's big for your confidence as well, because then you don't go back into that funk. You kind of understand why you were in that funk. And if you can get out of it, that's huge, especially going into the playoffs. So it's like, as a fan, you're like, all right, that funk is already in our past. Now we can just look forward to all the good stuff when the playoffs hit. So I can see the Commanders doing some damage. I understand because of that funk why people are saying, oh, they're just a one-and-done team. But what I'm loving about these playoffs that are about to come up in a couple of weeks is that I swear, Kay, this is the first time in quite some time that every team is lethal. Every team
Let's take
has
a look.
something.
Where do you want to go?
AFC or NFC?
They all have something they possess, these
Let's
teams,
see.
that they can win. And like, you name a team, they have a possibility. Like the Detroit Lions, I mean, Philadelphia Eagles, the Los Angeles Rams, they got all those wide receivers.
Falcons?
Great. No, the Falcons are the only ones that aren't lethal. They're one and done for sure.
Wait,
But
Penix looked good.
it doesn't matter. They're one and done. But if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get in, I believe they have a better chance at doing way more damage than the Atlanta Falcons. And I'm hoping the Tampa Bay Bucks get in.
What happened to your Bucks? What happened to your Bucks on Sunday? Our Bucks. What happened to the Bucks on Sunday? Come on. What do you mean?
I don't really know what happened. I mean, I mean, I'm kind of speechless because I was cheering for them big time, and they had the lead, in the division. It was up to them. They held their own destiny. It's kind of like the story that's been going on all year long. They've been playing some great football, and then after 2 or 3 games, they just tank a little bit. But
I think they're scary. I think they're scary.
Exactly. They're scary. That's why I said they would do more damage than the Atlanta Falcons. They just have to play to that level every single week. And that's why if they get in the playoffs and they play that level, they can knock some teams off like they did last year.
So the Eagles, obviously, they lost their quarterback in the game. He's in a concussion protocol. We're waiting for updates on him. There's a real chance the Eagles and the Commanders, and I, as a fan, I want it again. Eagles and Commanders, round 3, sign me up. You've only played a game, team, I think, for 3 times in a season, your rookie year, the Jets. You played them 3 times. Do you remember that?
Yes, played the Jets and then also the New Orleans Saints when Orleans Saints
yes,
when I was rookie
forgot
year.
about that one. Totally.
Not rookie year, my first year with Buccaneers.
What is that like to play a team for the 3rd time?
It evens off the playing field, that's for sure. Because usually in those typical situations, it's kind of a split decision throughout the regular season. Like the Jets, they beat us. And then we absolutely dominated them the second game my rookie year. And then they came back into our house and they beat us. And then with the Saints, they actually beat us twice in the regular season. And then we beat them in the playoffs. But it's kind of like the team inside and out. You understand the guy that you're going versus. You understand all his moves. You understand how he's going to react to every single situation. So it's like, it's like going versus your brother. And you're just in a fist fight with your brother throughout the whole game, and you know everything that's going to happen. So that's kind of like what it's like. I don't think it's as exciting to play a team 3 times in 1 year. I think it's more exciting to face a new team or maybe a team a second time that isn't in your division that you played throughout that year. So it's always cool for me. I think it's always cool to go versus a new opponent during the playoffs instead of it's not. I don't like seeing division games happen in the playoffs. I like when it's a team that hasn't played each other yet.
Oh, see, I remember that Bucs Saints very well because they're Sean had Tom's number twice in the regular season, dominant fashion. Tom could not get past the Saints defense in those 2 games, and then you got him when it matters.
Well, in that situation, it worked out because they dominated us throughout the regular season. And then we had to switch up our whole entire game plan, defensively, offensively, and, got to keep them guessing because they had us stomped throughout the regular season. So it just shows, though, that, the 3rd time, it's up for grabs. It doesn't matter who won in the regular season, who dominated who, how many points you won by, if you shut them out or not. When it comes to the playoffs and it's the 3rd time you're facing a team that's in your division, I mean, it can go to anyone. So that's why it'll be lethal if the Detroit Lions play someone in their division. I mean, it's up for grabs. In that case, if the Commanders, play the Philadelphia Eagles, that's going to be a game up for grabs as well because you know each other inside and out. It's kind of like who just comes out and bullies the other one more, throughout that game.
Eagles got to win. Commanders got to win. You like the Rams. You like the Commanders. We'll see about the Falcons. They might lock up the division, which is wild with their rookie quarterback
they're
off of his first start.
If they make it.
They're 1 and done. We have football tomorrow. Great football. We've spent a lot of time in the NFC. Let's dabble over to the AFC. It starts with Chiefs-Steelers. Hollywood Brown looked amazing on Saturday. Xavier Worthy scoring a touchdown. Then they have DeAndre Hopkins. This is low-key, maybe the best receiving group Patrick has had in 3 years. I'm going to go ahead and say that. How will the offense look different, do you think? Can we see some vintage Travis Kelce down the stretch in the playoffs? Because don't look now, they're healthier than ever and they're loaded.
Yes, they are. And I can't believe it. It's shocking that Patrick Mahomes actually isn't producing more in the passing game, but it doesn't matter because they're winning. And that's what this team is all about, is winning. It doesn't matter about stats and who has this many touchdowns, how many yards Patrick Mahomes is throwing for. I believe that is all going to come in crunch time. I feel like they're going to put it together now that all the players are healthy in the wide receiver, in the wide receiver room. I think Mahomes and company, they're going to absolutely turn it up, and they're going to definitely do some work when it comes to playoff time. And they're going to put up those numbers that we've been waiting for all year, I think, once, week 1 of the playoffs hit.
You and Tom won 4 Super Bowls together, you know, big stage, global stage tomorrow for Travis Kelce, who's obviously famous for what he's done on the field and a little bit of just being famous for what's going on off of it. Patrick Mahomes, global superstar in his own right. I've been really listening to Patrick talk about or be asked about and talk about Travis and vice versa. Here's a clip from Patrick from just a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, man, he means the world to me, man. I mean, without getting, like, emotional, I mean, he's a guy that has really kind of made me who I am in my career and a true leader on the football field. Someone, everybody says security blanket, but someone that I can just go to at any moment and he's going to make a big play happen. And as he's gone throughout his career, he's never dropped off as far as his work ethic and the way he leads, and I think that's super important. When you have a guy that's going to have a gold jacket and he's the hardest working dude on the team.
The questions keep coming. He keeps saying it's making me emotional. I'm reading it as precious moments between these two. How are you reading that as far as Travis and his future?
I mean, those two together, they're an unstoppable duel, and it's a different situation actually from Tom and I, because Tom was the quarterback that was 10 years older than me, and I was the young buck. It's usually in that case that's usually the situation when it comes to a wide receiver quarterback duel, or about the same age. And then this one's different because Travis is so much older than Patrick Mahomes, about 6-7 years, and they have this chemistry that's unbelievable. You really don't see that with a quarterback that much younger than a wide receiver or tight end. So it's great to see what Travis Kelce has done with Patrick Mahomes and how he has been, developing Patrick Mahomes, throughout his career. You got to definitely give credit to Travis Kelce for that big time. And with Travis's career in the future, I mean, I believe he can go at least another 2 years. The guy has 85 plus catches this year. We're talking that his stats are down. Are you kidding me? I just looked at him. 80 plus catches this year. How are your stats down if you have 80 plus catches at 35 years old? I think I've only had 80 plus catches one time in my career, and I was 22 years old. I had 90 catches that year. All the other years, I was like 50 to 70 catches. So like that 80 plus, I mean, he's the security blanket. He gets first downs whenever they need to. And if actually you watch him run routes, he is very crisp and very smooth with them as well. He's bending when he stops. He's coming out of his breaks. It's just one of those years, the ball is just not going to be thrown to you in the end zone every single time.
I mean,
and they're winning games.
Gronk, he needs 11 catches to get to 100 on the year.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Which
we're
he'll
talking
do.
about him having a down year. He will get the 100 catches.
I don't know what's about it. I don't know. People are going to say what they want. It's not about a down year. It's just how much. I think people are questioning how much longer Travis is going to play.
Well, it's up to him, but I believe that he could have at least 70 plus catches over the next 2 seasons if he wants to come back. Easily.
100 catch season, everybody. Relax. Relax on the Travis. I hope he gets a touchdown on the global audience tomorrow. We also have the Steelers side, George Pickens, who's so important, as we've seen what it looks like without him, with this thing going and the go balls and all of that. He was back at practice yesterday. He says that he hopes to play tomorrow. I was dissecting and really listening to what he had to say. He didn't say much. If you take a look at Russell Wilson's numbers, look at this, Gronk. Without Pickens the last 3 games, points per game down by almost 10, passing down by almost 100 yards, Gronk. With Pickens, where do the Steelers stack up in the AFC? They've lost 2 in a row.
I believe Pickens is as important to the Pittsburgh Steelers offense as TJ Watt is to the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. There's no doubt about that. And then when he's out, the Steelers, they don't have a deep threat that anyone respects. And then it leads to struggles in the run game for the Steelers. And then they can't stay ahead of the chains. And then they get into too many 3rd and long situations. So it's been hurting the Steelers big time that he's been out. If he's back, I put him back. I put this Pittsburgh Steelers at the top of their division if he can make it back. And I believe they can possibly – that's the only way that they will beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Christmas Day is if George Pickens back and he's healthy and running the routes that he needs to run.
Chiefs are 2.5-point faves in Pittsburgh. Who you got?
Oh man, it's in Pittsburgh. I mean, they're gonna be rowdy. They're gonna be ready to go, those fans. I'm going with it. George Pickens is healthy and he's playing. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win. If he doesn't play, the Kansas City Chiefs will win.
They got by the Ravens. They're going to come out swinging, home crowd Christmas. I could see it happening. It'll be
Exactly,
a great game.
Kay. Exactly.
I love that you say, when I ask you, when you say duo, do you say duel? Is that what you say? I love you so
I'm not even
much.
sure.
You're the
I'm
best.
not even sure what comes out.
You're not going anywhere. We're going to take a short break here. We're going to hit up the other game. I do want to talk a little Ravens-Texans with the great Gronk after this. So I didn't watch the game. We had football yesterday. That's why you're the best. That's why you're the best.
I had a Christmas party. Okay?
Good for you. I love it. Listen, I'm not saying anything. You live your life. Love it. Love everything about it. What do we have here, guys? How much time do we have? Do we have enough time to get through Prop-A-Shot? Okay, so Prop-A-Shot's going to, yeah. Gronk, I want to ask you, because did you see, let me show you this clip. Lamar yesterday, so obviously that game's in Houston. It's the second game on Christmas. Beyonce's doing a legit halftime show. I don't think it's a song or two. I think it's a legit halftime show. They're headed to the playoffs, but I don't know if the rhythm is there or whatever, but listen to what Lamar had to say about Beyonce at halftime.
Nah, because I'm going to go out there and watch. Yeah. Go out there and watch, man. My first time seeing Beyonce perform, and it's at our game. That's dope. I'm gonna go out and watch. Sorry, Howard. Sorry, fellas.
Depends how big your lead is. If you guys have one.
Nah, man. I'm not even thinking about the lead. I was just thinking about just seeing Beyonce for the first time.
Was there what do you think?
I like that. I like Lamar Jackson showing some personality. Obviously, he's a big fan of Beyonce, so you got to respect him for those comments. I feel like he's clearly joking around, but he's also showing his passion for Beyonce as well. And that was cool just to see him lighten up and make the reporters laugh.
I don't know if he doesn't seem like he's joking.
I mean, he's saying it in a way. He's actually setting himself up. He's a smart man. He's setting himself up to where now if he does sit there and watch Beyonce, he'll be like, I told you I was going to watch Beyonce at halftime, so no one can get on his case. So I believe that's a smart move. That's a power play right there.
Have you done it? Have you snuck out during one of your five Super Bowls? How many Super Bowls you playing?
Okay. Let me tell you, no one on the New England page. I played in 6.
Yeah.
Been a part of 6. I didn't play in one of them. But I can tell you this: no one was sneaking out of that locker room with Coach Belichick in charge. No way.
Who were the halftime? It was Lady Gaga.
I don't even know who was our halftime.
I wish I had him here.
Katy Perry. I remember those Sharks.
That was your first. That was your first Super Bowl. Yeah. Was that one? I remember. It was in Arizona.
Yes, that was my second Super Bowl. We
you're right.
In 2012, when we played in Indianapolis versus Giants. I don't even know who performed.
Yeah.
Who cares? Because we lost that game, so they didn't even help out. So who cares?
Lamar, no halftime adjustments might be the way to go. Watch Beyonce, get hyped by that, and keep it going. I kind of love that he said that.
I hope he does watch now. I hope he sits there and watches.
Is it unheard of? I feel like some of the Falcons in that Super Bowl they lost to, they went out and watched the Super Bowl, right?
I mean, it seemed like it because of that comeback. But what about the Cincinnati kicker that did it? I mean, that he was the last one that did it. It was the Super Bowl, 3 years ago? And he stayed out and watched the halftime show. The Cincinnati kicker, and they got on his case big time. That's the problem, is that, the media gets on your case big time. It's not a good look for your team.
Do you agree it's not a good look? Do you agree it's not a good look for your team?
It's not a good look at all. You cannot watch the halftime show. But Lamar Jackson, since he set himself up already, he's the only one that can pull it off, especially if they're winning big at halftime.
It was Evan McPherson. That's what Hamilton texted.
Remember that? They hounded him. They got on his case.
What I'm trying to think of who that was. The LA Super Bowl. That was that was Dr. Dre. I mean, yeah. I get it. I get it. It must be hard, and you're hearing the whole world go on, and you're in there eating an Uncrustable, getting an IV, and listening to Bill tell you to do your job. Get out of here. I want to be out there doing my thing.
Hey, no lie. I really think they make the locker rooms soundproof now. You don't really hear the halftime show. I never heard one at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because you're out of your mind. Okay, before we get to Prop-A-Shot, over on FanDuel Sportsbook right now, everybody, they've got some Christmas-themed specials right now for tomorrow's games. Not even just those, but all of Week 17. Let's take a look. We've only got these precious games left. Go have some fun with them. We've got everything from a Christmas surprise, there's a non-quarterback, to throw a touchdown pass. That's a fun one. something called Mary Thickness. Any O-line, this is messed up. Any O-lineman to score 1+ touchdowns. Leg nog, a 65-yard plus field goal to be scored. And then if you want to go for the long odds, a Christmassy special, a quarterback to score or receive. Oh, Christmassy? I'm very confused about this. Gronk, which one do you think? Which one do you like of those? Oh, hi, Ralphie.
I like the Chris. Hi, Ralphie. Say hi, buddy. I like the Christmas Thickness. I love that name because I love when big men score as well. It's just special. The fans go crazy. I'm kind of a big man myself, and people, I got feedback that people love watching me catch the ball because of just how much bigger I was than like a wide receiver, a running back catching the ball. So I understand that because when a offensive lineman catch a ball and score a touchdown, like who did it last week? It was awesome. Someone did it last week or the week before. I just love it. It gets me excited and gets me out of my chair.
All right, let's go do some proper shot. Now that Ralphie is here. Oh my gosh, Ralphie. Go ahead, Hamilton, do your thing.
All right, to reset last week, Kay, you went 2 for 3. Gronk was 1 for 3. So, Kay, your lead is up to 5 points. Gronk, we need a Christmas miracle. Let's get it started. Chiefs Steelers kicks off the Christmas Day doubleheader. We're going to start with you, Gronk. The line for Patrick Mahomes' passing yards is set at 255.5. Does he go over or under that against that Steelers defense?
I think he's going to go under. He's playing in Pittsburgh. The crowd's going to be rowdy as possible. So, Ralphie, we need a Christmas miracle. He's going under.
All right, Kay, the line for Russell Wilson's touchdown passes is 1.5. Does he throw for more than that tomorrow?
He's trying to distract me with a puppy. This is unfair. This is love is war stuff right here. The Pickens thing this isn't fair. We don't know about Pickens. We don't know if he'll play. It's looking likely. Russ has thrown for multiple touchdowns in 3 of his last 4 without George. I love saying George, as you know, so I'm going to say over.
Love a George.
I love a George. Go ahead.
All right, Gronk, we're going back to you for Ravens-Texans. Derrick Henry's rushing yards. The line's set at 91.5. Does he get over that against Houston?
I don't care what the line is set at. I'm always going to go over with Derrick Henry.
Let's go. All right.
Darn.
All right, okay. For the Texans, CJ Stroud's line for passing yards is 241.5. No Tank Dell. Does he go over or under?
This is easy for me. I'm going to go over confidently. You guys should play this prop. There's over 500. This one I feel good about. He has hit that in 4 of his last 5 games. I said it before on the show, today even, Ravens pass defense 31st. So CJ, Nico, no Tank Dell, they're going to put up some yards.
All right, Gronk, 1 anytime touchdown scorer from Chiefs Steelers.
Oh, I'm going with Kareem Hunt. Let's go, Kareem.
I mean, he's on fire,
right,
Ham. I like that. Kareem Hunt's doing the most right now. Nobody's talking about it, but he's doing the most.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he's definitely getting the work on the goal line.
Hype him up, baby. We need him to score. I need this miracle.
We need it, Gronk. All right, okay. Anytime touchdown score for Ravens-Texans.
In honor of just Gronk coming on the show on Christmas Eve, I'm going to give the love to Mark Andrews here. Lock it in. People were trying to retire him early in the season. Do we remember that? People were saying he's done. Hang it up. He has 9 touchdowns in his last 10 games, Gronk. 9.
He is really
9 in his last.
I mean, I know he's been scoring lately, but like 9 touchdowns. I didn't know he had 9 in the last 10. I mean, Mark Andrews is a red zone beast. I mean, he's kind of like the engine of that offense a little bit, as in like in the passing game. He keeps it rolling, and he's the leadership. He's been there for a while. He actually has the most touchdowns in Baltimore Ravens history as well, as catching touchdowns. So he's a beast.
Mark Andrews has the most receiving touchdowns of any Raven ever. What? Is that true?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I know he hasn't had double-digit ones since 2019. I think it happens tomorrow, and he gets number 10. Okay, so here's my props. They put a Santa hat on me without my approval. Somebody's going to pay for that later. I'm going with Russell Wilson over 1.5 touchdown passes. CJ Stroud over 241.5 yards through the air, and Mark Andrews gets in the end zone. Gronk has Mahomes under 255.5 passing yards. Derrick Henry over 91.5 rushing, his quickest answer of the season, and Kareem Hunt scores scoring a touchdown to give him the Christmas miracle that he's so looking for. All right, let's wrap this up with our Christmas Mad Lib. The producers are ready. They got it together. Let's remind everybody what your words were. I think we have those.
Yeah, I'm ready.
We can stop with the racer music. There we go. There we go. Your favorite animal? Dinosaurs. So funny. Favorite coach? Adam Jacobs. We got rid of Bill Belichick. Favorite candy? Snickers. Pass catcher that plays tomorrow? DeAndre Hopkins. Favorite mascot? Rocky the Mountain Lion. Okay, so we have a poem that we put together. So this is all a Mad Lib is. You just plug in the words. Let's see. You fill in the words. I'll read everything else. 'Twas the day before Gronkmas. It was the day before Gronkmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a
dinosaur.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that Saint
Adam Jacobs
soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds while visions of
Snickers
danced in their heads. That's pretty good. Very soon, 2 Netflix Christmas Day games would light up the night. We were sure that
DeAndre Hopkins
would score maybe twice. And as the reindeer and Saint
Adam Jacobs
prepared to take flight, you could hear the
Rocky the Mountain Lion
cheering happy Gronkmas to all, and to all a good night.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
What are you doing? What are you going to do right now? The Zoom ends. What's happening?
I'm actually going to go make eggs and pancakes right now, and then I'm going to drink a coffee right after, and then I'm going to come back downstairs in this basement, and I'm going to do a leg workout and get my booty nice and juicy, because then tonight I'm going to eat as much food as possible.
You're eating food tonight as much as possible, and then you have a gift to give to Camille. That's a great gift.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks.
It's great. It's through the roof.
Gronk, Merry Christmas to you, your whole family. Just thanks for being part of FanDuel, part of the show. You're the best. Thanks. Really, you are the best.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas to you. We'll be back on Up and Adams.
Yeah.
That was cute. I feel like we should have left it at Bill Belichick because it'll make more sense on social, right? Ham? If we had left it,
yeah,
because we won't know. That's so personal that
Yeah. He loves that Adam Jacobs though.
Okay. Yeah. No, we should do those on the. We have 2. What's left to do? Attaboys. I think Kingmakers have to happen on the air, on the TV air. So we could do an Attaboy here.
Yeah. Let's give JT his love. Let's do that.
Okay, let's dish out some attaboys here. Okay, I was tweeting about this. Jonathan Taylor needs a moment here. I love Jonathan Taylor. We talked to him in August. He didn't shy away from taking the blame for the goal line fumble against the Broncos. He took all the frustration he had, guys, against the Titans on Sunday. 218 yards, 3 touchdowns. The highlights are insane. This was must-see. I thought we might flirt with history here, breaking Adrian Peterson's 296. But he just said, you know what, Colts? I got you. I'm going to put you on my back, and we're going to stay alive. Atta boy, Jonathan Taylor. He has over 1,100 yards on the season. He missed 3 games, guys. 3 games, he still has that. He passed Eric Dickerson and Marshall Faulk on Indy's all-time rushing list. He didn't even know that was a thing. He now only has Edgerrin James to go, and he might hit that someday. He gets the Giants next week. The Jags after that. He very well might run these Colts into the playoffs over these next 2 weeks. They got 2 wins. They got combined losses to Cincy and Kansas City. Indy, that needs to happen, and then Indy is in. They're plus 490 to make it in on FanDuel Sportsbook. If you want to dabble in the hot hand, that is the amazing Jonathan Taylor, who deserves some love. We also want to go back and kick it to Saturday. We got a game with the Chiefs and Steelers tomorrow. Trent McDuffie, hello. The Chiefs' star corner, absolute star. He's gone 47 career games, earning 2 Super Bowl rings and a first-team All-Pro nod before recording his first career interception, which is insane. That was last week against the Browns. He followed it with another pick in the win over the Texans, cutting in front of our guy, Nico Collins. Man, he snags that jump pass from CJ. Atta boy. wild to me that he could go 3 years without a pick and then get one in back-to-back games. I don't quite know how that works, but Russell Wilson better be all over that. He better be super aware of number 22 at all times tomorrow because back-to-back-to-back, they're trying to three-peat. He's trying to three-peat in the pick category. Okay, we're going to get off of YouTube. I literally think I just broke my finger. And we're going to do some K-makers, anytime touchdown scores for you guys on a Tuesday. Back on Up and Adams, these guys are going to score touchdowns today. Let's hit it. Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to go Najee Harris to punch one in here. If Chris Jones, and we got to keep our eyes on Chris Jones, if he doesn't play, there are some chances for the Steelers to get things going with the ground game, which we haven't seen enough of, I think, and maybe it happens. Chance of snow, cold weather, all of that. Chiefs side, also like short week, why not just run the ball? Hollywood Brown, okay, he's gonna get his feet wet on Saturday, or he got his feet wet on Saturday. The crowd was cheering for him, I was there. I think he finds the end zone here and scores his 4th career touchdown against the Steelers. It's a good matchup for him. And then, other game, I'll go Zay Flowers. Now, he hasn't scored in 4 games, but he's too great for that to continue. Finally, Dalton Schultz is going to wrap this up. He has scored 2 of the last 3 for Houston. I think he steps up with Tank Dell out of the lineup. There you have it. Those are the K-makers for tomorrow's action. You guys can check it out on Netflix. 2 back-to-back games. We're done for the week here. I don't know how much time I have left, but we are done for the week. We will be back. When are we coming back?
We are coming back next Monday.
Okay, we're coming back next Monday, so we will be here to recap all the action. Do we have guests yet?
We have Luke Kuechly.
Oh, great.
And we have Gronk.
Okay, gosh.
For sure.
Yeah. Sorry, we're getting, I was going to say New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, not ideal. Not a good idea.
New Year's Eve, we have Gronk
yeah.
ahead of that Dick Clark performance that he's going to put on.
I would just like to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, whatever you might celebrate. Just get some rest. Tell people you love them. Life is precious. We're going to take a break here from this show that it is like this all the time and super fun. Also, shout out to all of the guests that came on our show. It's not new. We're not wrapped with the year yet, so maybe we'll do a little recap. But just from training camp and Super Bowl and the Derby and just the everyday, the Mondays, the recaps, I'm so grateful for every guest for taking their time to come and chat with us and make us smarter and bring us closer to the game that we love. So to all of the guests that have graced the airwaves here at Up and Adams, FanDuel, the brilliant partnership, always letting me do the most and get the most out of the partnership for the fans and people watching. Just Merry Christmas, and you, of course, Hammy, my Christmas ham. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I had to get that in there.
Enjoy it tomorrow.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, guys. Thanks, Hamilton.